Sometimes we get so wrapped up in the fake world of social media that we forget there's actually a real world outside it.
Wolftelligence!
Welcome back to the podcast. On this episode, I talk about going on a social media cleanse, sharing my personal story. So, I deleted my social media apps after watching this Netflix documentary a couple months ago called The Social Dilemma, and I already knew a lot of stuff in it. I'd actually read a book by R.E.member, who was one of the early investors in Facebook, who was one of the people in that documentary. It was very cool, but I knew that the documentary was very compelling, and I knew that it was the right time for me to go on a social media cleanse. I was kind of done with it. I was off social media from September to December of 2020, so about 4 months, and it was a great detox, and I just felt like a lot cleaner, a lot clearer, and I think detox is a great word to use in this situation because social media is basically like a drug. Like, it's what it is. It's basically like a casino, but instead of playing for money, you're playing for other people's attention. And attention, people get hooked on it. Just like people get hooked on the thrill of winning money, people get hooked on the thrill of winning other people's attention, of going viral, of being famous, if you want to use that word. And basically, each time you post on social media, it's kind of like you're playing on a virtual slot machine. But again, instead of putting in money, you're putting in your attention, you're putting in your energy, you're feeding the system. And everybody just wants to hit that jackpot, go viral, be famous. And I've noticed that the rise of social media is correlated with the rise of mental health issues. It doesn't mean that social media is causing all these mental health issues, but I do know that it's definitely correlated. The statistics are correlated. And I know that in my own mental health journey, social media was one of the big factors because I was always just comparing myself to other people, and it took a while for me to realize that what people post on social media isn't authentic usually. It's just fake. They're trying to portray a fake life, but we don't always think about that because we always have this mindset of FOMO. And I just think that, especially among younger people, it's a great idea to at least take one day a week just to not go on social media. It doesn't have to be a 4-month cleanse like what I did, but I think it would be very valuable for your mental health, for your clarity, just to really prioritize and see what really matters in your life and who really matters on your life. Because when you're not on social media, you cut out a lot of people that you realize you don't need to be in contact with anyways. You don't need to be updated about what they're doing. And I realized that it really is a personal thing about how much you use social media and why. And I invite you to reflect on why you use social media, how much you use it, and how often. Because I used to just be mindlessly scrolling. I know people can relate to this. I used to just be mindlessly scrolling when I had nothing to do because I had nothing better to do. And now I realize that I only want to use social media to post content for my business, to spread my message of self-love, emotional intelligence, and mental health, and help people. I don't really want to use it for interacting with other people because with my real friends, I can call them, text them, FaceTime, Zoom. I don't need to go on social media and post this stuff and get validation. I just want to share my content, share my books, share my poetry, share my message. That's it. And social media is generally a very toxic and negative environment. So if you're already feeling these toxic and negative basically emotions inside you, if you're going through depression, anxiety, social media is only going to amplify that. It's only going to make you feel worse about yourself. It's never going to make you feel better. But that's also why I feel like it's very important that I spread this message and that other people spread a positive message and be a positive light on social media, because again, there is just so much negativity and toxicity, it's a cool word, on this platform, on all the platforms. And that's my story. Quick social media cleanse, about 4 months. It felt amazing. I would highly recommend it, even if you just go off social media for a day or two or a week. See how it is. See how your life changes. See how your mental health changes. See if you feel a little cleaner, clearer. See your priorities more straight. Signing off for this episode. Much love. Thank you for tuning in. Peace.